Hello and welcome to the Connecting with Show. I'm Betty Jane. I am pleased to have everyone with us tonight. A very special guest is Bodirsky, and she is the creator of the Lucky Lenormand, organizer of which North Toronto, Ontario in October. Is a local witch and somebody I've been pleased to call friend, and I'm always I know we're having a few technical difficulties. I know that I'm sounding a little bit muffled, and I'm working with Roz here to get that all sorted out. I'm just waiting to hear if we have Monica with us. Or not. Roz hasn't given me the heads up, although I can see her, and so can all our friends out there in radio land. I'm getting a what is her number? I don't know what her number is. I think she's doing a Skype call. Can you hear me, Miss Monica? Just nod your head. Can you hear me, Monica? I can't hear you. So we are having a few issues there. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure what to do about in this case. So if she could maybe just call into the show, maybe not do the Facebook Live thing. I'm not sure how this is going to work tonight. It's always, technology is never my friend. So I am going to continue with Facebook Live as according to Miss Roz here, and we'll continue going. While we sort of try and figure that out, maybe we have callers. I'm just sort of looking at my producer here to see what we can do. And no callers yet. Oh, cool. Woohoo. Well, we'll just talk, like she says. So let's talk a little bit about what Witchfest North is. Of course, Monica can't be my eyes and ears and tell me all about it. She is the brainchild behind this. A few months back, we met for coffee in downtown Toronto, and we had a very long talk about what we'd like to do. And then we talked about Witchfest North. We're both fans of Salem and what they do there, and we thought we'd like to bring something like that to Toronto, showcasing women in the arts. So it was one of those things that we did. It was, and out of that conversation, by the way, when we get together for a coffee, we get together for a coffee. It's a very long and fun time, and we had lots of fun and issues and lots of fun, and we're just laughing right now because we are together. We can see each other, we can wave to each other, but I can't hear her, so that's always interesting. So we came up with Witchfest North, and Monica's really taken the idea and run with it, getting together with some venues in Toronto and seeing what we can do. And so from October, we are doing this and starting with an opening ceremony. And we'll be at various venues in and around the city, hopefully having a witches type market and moving on from there. And we'll have readers and merchandise and all those things, and especially showcasing women in the arts and women with witchy intentions, shall we say. And it promises to be a lot of fun. And with Monica at the helm, it's going to be a very organized event. I have no regrets about signing on with her with this. I also have to say that it's been very interesting to watch her, because we're great. You got to go in and like her Facebook page, and because she's been sharing her work in progress on her new tarot deck. Monica has done 2 Lenormand decks, and not my thing. I don't quite understand them, but that's okay. She does, and she's a wonderful teacher in that medium. Her cards are quite beautiful, and the second edition of the Lenormand deck has a couple of extra cards that once we get everything together, we will get this going, and she can talk. And we can talk about this a little more. So absolutely. She has been trying to call in, Miss Tiffany, so I am trying to see what's going on. Just so you know. Oops, I hear static. I don't hear anything on my line tonight, which is very unusual. So not even the static.
Can you hear me at all?
I can hear somebody. Who's that?
Hello. It's Monica.
Hello. Hey, Monica. There we go. Oh,
can you hear me at all?
I can hear you. We can blame Roz.
Okay.
Okay. So, Monica, first of all, how can people get in touch with you?
They can get in touch with me through my own website, monicabodirsky.com, or for Witchfest North, they can go to witchfestnorth.org. You can catch me on Facebook, you can catch me on Instagram. As long as you get the name Bodirsky right, which can be tricky, you should be able to find me.
Absolutely. I never get it right, so that's okay. I just say my friend Monica.
You're forgiven.
So, there you go. So tell us what you're up to. I know you've been so busy, and I am pleased to say I have my second edition of the Lucky Lenormand in my hand. I don't have the first edition because it's packed to go to my show this weekend.
Yeah, I've been, oh boy, have I ever been busy. I don't even know where to begin. I don't think we've really spoken on air since last July when I had my first deck printed. And since then, it's been a bit of a whirlwind. I've been working on that second edition and creating a lot of illustrations and teaching workshops, doing witchy stuff. And of course, as you may have mentioned, because I wasn't hearing you earlier, you may have mentioned the Witchfest North Festival coming up, which is a huge undertaking, and thank you for assisting. But that is definitely consuming just a little bit of my time. It's such a massive thing. So that's pretty much what I've been doing.
Absolutely. But I see paintings on Facebook that one looks remarkably like an empress.
Aha. You are alluding to the watercolor tarot deck that I'm working on. I think it's such a long-term thing to do 78 watercolor paintings that it just kind of like fell off my radar there. But yes, I'm working on a watercolor deck and doing all 78 paintings, and of course doing the book that's going along with it. So that should take a little while.
Yeah, because, busy people get stuff done, I guess, because you're always on the go and doing things. So tell us about Witchfest North. I know that we've talked about this. I talked about it a little bit before. I remember sitting down to coffee with you not that long ago and talking about doing this. And then the next thing I knew, wow.
Yeah, I know. And it's funny, sometimes things like that can seem really sudden. Because I was pretty quiet over many years of trying to, I think, unite the witch, women, and arts community here in Toronto. Anyone who's ever been down to Salem and seen all the wonderful witchiness there and feels comfortable within that atmosphere can sort of have a real longing when you go back home. And even before that, I wondered, where are all the witches, Wiccans, and pagans and wise women? Where is everybody? Where are they hiding? Where do you go? There were meetups here and there, but they're very small and personal groups of people. They're not really large communal gatherings. And pagan gatherings are wonderful too, but they're not always in the downtown core of Toronto. So after talking to you and several other folks who seemed to indicate to me that it was good timing and were willing to be helpful and supportive, I thought, that's it. I'm just going to go for it here. I'm also working with a couple of friends in a very small arts collective that we started called Witch City Arts. And so I just said, that's it. I think I have enough support now that I can just sort of forge on and, be a program director for this and just get everybody together.
Okay. It seems like it's taking on a life of its own. I know the first day it was up, you had so many requests for vending and artist space and things like that. What are you looking for?
Everybody. So we're looking for witches, women in the arts, and however that's interpreted, you don't have to be a witch. You can be a venue and hold something. We're holding it October 5th to October 31st because that is the witching season, and Samhain falls in there, and we generally do ancestral workings then. And I thought, well, there are a lot of people around Toronto who are already holding their own fall or Halloween or witch-friendly events, and I thought, well, let's just get everybody together. So venues are welcome, individual artists and craftspeople, musicians, performers, anybody who thinks that they have something that might work. You know, it could be somebody doing a reading or somebody who's writing poetry about witches, anything and anybody, everybody, you're all welcome to participate. It's more of a coming together of community than anything. So everybody's welcome.
Now I have to ask, have you drawn some cards about this?
I have, and then I ignored them when I ignored my cards when they told me to get off my butt and get going. But yeah, it's a definitely good timing, and I think from the response I've been getting, the cards were correct. It's been received really well. We've got our applications up on our site, and judging from applications flowing in, people see it seems like right timing and people are ready. So yeah, the cards kind of said jump while the timing is good here.
Okay, so we talk a lot about women and things like that in the arts. How does that, how do you, I guess what I'm trying to ask is, what happens if a man wants to join in?
Well, that's not to say a man is not a witch necessarily, or doesn't identify as, are we going to get into a whole gender?
No, I was thinking about the women in the arts. That's where I was going with that. So
right.
We have males that want to involve.
Absolutely. And I think in any group gathering like this, I think anybody who's considered an ally, which is why I keep saying witch, women, and the arts friendly. I think the only thing that would absolutely not be tolerated is anybody who's disrespectful. That doesn't just go for women. It also goes for just inclusivity in general. Anyone who's going to be disrespectful of anybody's spirituality or belief or their own art style, you know, that wouldn't work. We're looking for a respectful gathering that is family friendly and inclusive. So certainly men are welcome to join in. In what capacity? Well, we'll see how many men really want to be part of a Witch, Women, and Arts Festival. So far there have been, not surprisingly, many more women who want to join in than men. But there's no saying men are not welcome by any stretch.
Okay, cool. Well, we do have a caller or two, so let's take our first caller. It's caller 860, sure. Please.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hello. Good, how are you? My name's... Hi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's your
Yes.
name?
Amla.
And how can we help you today?
I was wondering what you see for the energies for the next, maybe, I don't know, the next couple of months. It's been rough as far as I'm a caretaker taking care of my mom, and socially it's just hard to meet people lately because I'm just constantly taking care of her, and just wondering if you see anybody interesting in me meeting them and hanging out. It's just hard because I'm an old soul, so people are on different walks of life, and I'm just looking for more of a deep relationship where, in the sense, like, you know, like it's compatible and we could talk about things. So just was wondering.
Okay. What do you think, Monica?
Well, just as that question was coming in, I just thought I'd pull a couple of cards here, and I got the Clover card and the Rider card here, which are telling me good news and good luck coming your way. So those are very positive cards for sure. And the Rider card indicates that it shouldn't be too long from now. As a matter of fact, it might be quite speedy, maybe a lot speedier than you're expecting.
Okay. Wow. This is somebody new?
Somebody new.
Yeah, just somebody.
Well, I just pulled the book card here, and with this book card, it's telling me that you're going to find out or receive some sort of knowledge of who this person is, and it could be somebody familiar. It could be somebody that's already part of your circle.
Okay. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does. That does.
Cool.
I just
I like.
I'm looking. What was that?
I like it when it makes sense.
Yeah, it's so, it's been, I'm trying to kind of put everything past me, and I've been making really wise decisions, and it's like, I feel like I've been tested so many times by universe. It's like, did you really get it? And then something crazy happened, or not crazy, but just like, oh great, another one. So it's just one of those times in my life, maybe it's a full moon, I don't know, but it just seems like when it rains, it pours. And so that's what I was just looking for, any kind of positivity with that.
Well, it sure came through. It sure came through in these cards, and I just pulled one extra one in closing for you there with, it's one of the new symbols I have in my second edition. It's called the lantern. So it's saying that you've done a lot of introspection, and it could very well be somebody that you find in a group that you frequent who is equal to you in your spiritual beliefs.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Yay.
Perfect.
I'm excited. Thank you.
I am for you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. You have a whole evening.
You too.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you. Bye. Okay. We
Bye.
are having a few technical issues with Blog Talk, just to let you know. So callers, just keep calling in, and we will get to you eventually. The system is dropping calls like hotcakes. So Mercury retrograde this week. So there's not much we can do about it. We are working within the system to try and get it up to date, though. So let's talking about the lantern card. Does that sort of relate to the Hermit?
It does indeed. And I created two new cards for the second edition. One is the hand basically talking about destiny and free will and how those two work together, because that isn't normally in a Lenormand deck. And the other is the lantern, which is about being introspective. And it does very much fall into the same category as the Tarot Hermit, I think. Seeking illumination from within and spiritual illumination in particular.
It makes a lot of sense. I like the Hermit. I have a friend that just loves the Hermit. It's her favorite card in the deck. So when I saw that card in the deck, I actually thought about my friend Kathy. Is this, because she sort of comes to mind whenever I see that card. You know how you identify cards and people together because it comes up all the time. So whenever I see the Hermit, I think it's
And well, that's interesting too. Yeah, my husband collects lanterns, so I also got the graphic for this from him taking a photo of his favorite lantern because he collects and restores them.
What does it mean if we both pull the card?
Whoa, no wonder we're having technical difficulties. There's too much energy going on here, Betty Jane, for God's sake.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It was that partial lunar eclipse. That's what it was.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Did you stay up and watch the eclipse?
We went out for a lovely moonlight stroll last night, and it was already past the eclipse, but it was such a beautiful bright moon, and the energies were so lovely.
Yeah. The full moon's a great night where you really, well, I don't know what it is, though. I'm out there, I'm playing in it, but do you think I can sleep in it? Never, not at all. It's not going to happen, so I don't even try. So
yeah,
whatever. It's one of those things. And Tiffany's doing numerology, and she's saying something about the Lion's Gate is open at full potential today, 8/8/8. So she's laughing.
Ooh.
I don't know what that is.
It's
so
having an effect.
Like jokes. She does like to leave me hanging sometimes, my Roz does. Lots of crazy energy. Well, that sort of describes my life, and I think Monica's as well. So, what venues have you lined up for Witchfest North?
Definitely. We have quite a few tentative, and things are looking pretty good that way. The 3 weeks, almost the full month, is filling up rapidly. We've definitely got Wonderworks lined up for our opening festivities for Thursday, October 5th. And that's we're still working out details of who's going to be speaking and what events are occurring. It's a beautiful retail location run by Rochelle Holt here in Toronto on Baldwin, very close to McCall. And so we're going to start our opening ceremonies and festivities there. We're going to have crafts, and we're definitely having art exhibitions occurring in different parts of Toronto, and trying to line up a really interesting Victorian seance as well, which should be fun. There's definitely a witches' ball. We're working with Deborah Daniel as well. Don't let me forget Deborah. WIMA Toronto is an organization that has put on many events, and very successful ones, and she's very supportive. And she's also going to be putting together a witches' ball, which is going to sort of wrap up the festival.
Cool. Okay. Are we up for another caller? If we can get it stayed on the line. Caller number 845, please, Miss Roz.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Hello.
Good, thank you.
And your name, please?
Hello?
Hello.
Come again, I can hear you. Yes? Lucy.
Okay, Lucy. And how can we help you?
Okay. I would like to know if you can channel my brothers and my friend Oscar. They're in spirit. Or you can tell me anything that you want. I'm open to any message.
Okay. Did you want to start, Monica?
Well, okay. Well, I'm going to pull a couple of cards here as my entry point, and then I will also ask for the lovely Lady Betty Jane's assistance in that. So I have the garden card, fish and the dog, and to me those messages right away are about, I think, hoping for loyalty, and there seems to be some business ventures involved here and socializing. So the way I'm interpreting that is either a message to you of how you met socially, or a message to stick with some kind of business venture or something that may have started. Does that make any sense?
Okay. Hello?
Hello.
Yes. About the business venture. I don't have any business venture for now going on, but I would love to have one.
Okay. Well, then I'll show you which card I'm talking about with the fish card. Whenever I get that, it's an indication that timing is good. for opportunities in business, and that a fair few opportunities are coming your way, and investments. So if you would like to, if you were thinking of that, basically that message would be, it's a good time, and to stick with that idea, and that some of the people you've met socially or interacted with may be interested in being partners with you in an upcoming business venture. If you'd like to give that a try, it looks like good timing.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful, thank you.
Okay. Also, you're having difficulty in moving forward, but it's a good time to do so, and you need to let go of the past. It's holding you back, sort of like an anchor, not like a rock, so not in a good way. He says to tell you that he loves you and he trusts you, and I think that's important. That you need to hear that he trusts you. I don't know what that's about. And he also says that you can do it. So whatever whatever the belief that you're not having in yourself is, he believes for you. So you've got this. You can do this. He's supporting you. He really is your guardian angel.
Oh, who, Oscar? Oh, my brothers.
It's your brothers.
Oh, my brothers. Okay.
It's your brothers. Telling me that he's your guardian angel. He's watching over you, and you've got this. You've got to believe in yourself. Was he overprotective?
I don't think so. No, my brother.
Okay, because he's telling me that he's there watching over you. That's why I asked if he was overprotective. He's telling me that you can do this and believing in yourself.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And good luck.
Thank
you very
you
much
so
for
much.
calling. You're welcome. What was interesting about that call is she was. Thank you. As she was writing, I tend to doodle as I'm doing readings, and especially when I'm doing mediumship. And as she was calling in and asking the question, I was typing into Tiffany or Ra's brother. So I knew it was about her brother because he came right away, and I was just putting that in. So then I wrote down difficulty moving forward, a need to let go. Somebody else was coming through, but her brother was pushing back, like, no, this is my time. Because I wrote down, I think it was the name that she was giving me, Oisco or Osco. I don't know, because I put OISCO, but it doesn't feel right. It's quite interesting when you do readings, what you get, what you don't get. So I think you're more of a medium than you let yourself think.
I think I think with the business opportunity too, it's interesting you're saying that Lucy was feeling stuck. There is something about business opportunities and socializing that I think would get her unstuck or moving forward. And I do think it's something she really does want to do, and maybe feels guilty about moving on. But definitely when those cards come up for business opportunities, and I've got a medium sitting across from me, more or less, saying that something's holding you back, it is a good time to move forward with that. Yeah.
Absolutely. And she's, I think she will. I think she's going to get it this time. We have another caller. It's number 610. Okay, Miss Roz, whenever you're ready. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
How are you? Who are we speaking with?
This
Hello,
is
what's your
Sonia.
name?
Sonia?
How can we help you?
Sonia.
Hi, Sonia.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm the air. I'm so excited. Sorry, I was trying to speak, but the words weren't coming out. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's okay. How can we help you?
Kind of a stage fright there, with phone fright.
Okay.
Yeah. Huh?
I said nobody can see you, so just it's okay. Don't be scared. I don't bite.
I know, but they can hear me. They can hear me.
That's right. That they can. So just keep it clean.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a quick question about career, and I thankfully I am currently employed. And, I do have a job and everything, but, it's just time to move on from where I'm at. And I've embarked and start putting out applications. I haven't really gotten any interviews yet, just basically thank you for applying. We're moving on with other candidates, and basically, that's it. So I'm not giving up. I continue to apply to new things. And today I'm also applying for something at a at a medical company, which, it seems very optimistic. So I don't know if you're picking up anything about this job or about, when do you see me getting a job or anything at all about that.
Okay. What do you do currently?
I work in the technology field.
Okay.
Technology. But I do software QA, tech support, and I'm working with the clients, those type of things. But I'm a little bit flexible. I'm not that rigid. It has to be the same exact job, as long as it's something similar. But I pick up on things pretty quick. I'm a self-starter, so yeah, I'm willing to be a bit flexible.
Okay, Monica, what do you get? See, Monica, just working away there.
I guess you're right. It was just cards are flying, Sonia. So what I'm picking up is that you've established quite a good reputation in the things that you've done, and I wouldn't be too concerned about maybe being a generalist or having a lot of different skills. I think those are coming together, and they're part of your security is in your flexibility. It looks to me that you are going to be getting a job very soon. You're going to be offered something. There is a mature male who is looking over a resume right now, and a woman who I think is thinking quite highly of you. There is a younger woman who is competition, I think, for a particular position that you're looking at. Yet I think you're going to be offered something very shortly. I see that it's causing a little anxiety. I just pulled the birds card, which is often about little anxieties going on, and they can get out of hand. But overall, I think you're a pretty secure person, and your reputation is pretty strong. It looks to me to be quite a favorable thing. The only thing I would suggest is with this fox card that I pulled, you have to be careful about things that you're offered. If they sound a little too good to be true, make sure you really ask about the fine print in this one, okay?
Okay, no, absolutely, because by any chance, I think I have an idea, but by any chance do you see this position they will offer me, if it's a position remote working from home, because I've applied to a lot of things like that.
I want to say yes to that.
Yeah, me too, definitely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I've heard back. I haven't heard back from one company, and I try to get hold of them, but, nobody answers the phone, so, I just let that simmer. So.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's it. I think that working from home or working on your own, working maybe doing your own thing, self-employment seems to be a thing right now for you.
Yeah, but I haven't really applied for anything self-employment, and I haven't any plans for that, I need steady income.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but I think that it's a good time for you to think about that and think about networking and things like that, because I think ultimately that's where you're going to end up. I understand that that need for that regular paycheck. Trust me, I'm self-employed. I really do. I really think that's the step that you're going to be taking probably early next year. So don't rule it out.
Right, because I don't want to just quit my job and I have nothing lined up, and I can't afford to be several months and weeks or months without a paycheck.
No, I'm not saying you're going to quit your job at all. I just think that's something that's coming for you later on next year. Okay.
Oh,
Don't
okay,
panic.
but
Yeah.
no,
don't
but I'm a
panic.
bit confused. I just because the other lady said that she saw something coming pretty soon for me, like for one of these jobs I applied.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Relatively soon. It could be between now and January. I don't know if I'm not reading quite the time right, but I see it as relatively soon. I also see something here about you being some kind of being a technical administrator or a network administration, or in a position that's a little bit better than what you're doing now. It seems to have a little bit more responsibility as far as administration responsibilities and technical things. And I'm also getting the heart card that I pulled up, which says and the stars, which is about destiny too and success. So I think the successful combo here is it's something that you're really looking forward to doing. And make sure you don't hold back. If you've already had the interview, it may seem a bit late, but if you're called in for a second interview, please don't hold back in telling them how much this is the type of work you're really interested in doing.
I haven't gotten any interviews nor any callback nor nothing, just kind of rejection letters. That's all I've been getting.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't worry about
that
that
in front of
because
a person. Your greatest strength is in front. You're really good, and so you need to be following up with those interviews, making those calls and things like that, because that's where you sell yourself really well, which is why I see self-employment for you. I know Monica's going to add here to this, but you need to make the phone calls, follow up, do all those things, because you sell yourself really well. You'd be really good in PR, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm seeing really good. Yeah, definitely, and I'm seeing network administration. I'm not seeing, and a managerial position, and one that is very fulfilling. It seems to be part of both hard work that you've done and your destiny, and that it's something you love. So don't let the rejections bother you. Rather than looking at you being seeing yourself as being punished or rejected, look at it this way. I don't get positive cards like this unless somebody's really going to land quite a decent job, and you're being spared until the good job is what you're going to be receiving and what you're finding here. So I see nothing negative coming up, just a matter of sticking with it and understanding that it is coming and that you are going to be in a better position and not to get discouraged, because it looks pretty positive here.
Right. Okay, that's good. By any chance, because like I said, I am going to apply probably later on today for something for a big medical company, which I have applied for in the past few years, and I haven't, I haven't gotten an interview. But I just saw something that came out yesterday, and honestly, I believe I'm overqualified, but I'm going to apply anyways because I meet everything you're asking for. And I would really like to get into this position because although it's a bit of a drive, it seems that the company encourages a culture of working from home. So I'm not sure if you're picking up anything as far as this company, which is a medical company.
Monica?
Yeah, I'm seeing it's a good opportunity for sure. I think I pulled the mountain card, which says that it may seem like distance is a bit of an issue. So maybe they're going to ask you to commute, and perhaps it's something you can do from home, but I do see that there is a bit of a distance issue, but a lot of opportunities there, and I don't know if these are a series of short-term contracts, but
no, this would be a full-time. It doesn't say it's a contract, and to be honest with you,
right.
I commute even farther than this job right now, and I've been doing it for 2.5 years, which I commute over about 2.5 hours every day for the past 2.5 years where I'm at. And this new job will be less of a commute.
Okay, that would probably be the only thing that I see as perhaps you. I mean, I can understand you'd rather work from home, but there is still a commute going on. But no, I do see a lot of opportunities. And if it's not a series of contracts, if it's one full-time job, then it will be a series of things that you are asked to do over time. I think what I see about your qualifications and the fact that you are quite talented that way, and an administrator, I believe, is what I saw. If that is not a position with the kind of authority that you're capable of, which I just saw on the other cards, then I would really see this as a positive opportunity to get into this establishment, because there is room for growth and you are definitely going to receive more opportunities as you're there for a little while. I have the garden card, which says if you don't know somebody from that area, you are going to find it's a good place as communal and socially as well as business, okay?
All right, so you think there's a chance I can get an interview with them, like a call back if I apply?
Absolutely. You just have to believe in yourself as strongly as I do, because from what I see,
right. No, the reason, right? That's good. Because the reason I'm asking is because. All right, thank you.
So much. I'm glad that we were able to give you some clarity. Thank you. Okay. I know we have other callers, so let's go to 289, please. Thank you. Thank you, Roz. Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Not bad, not bad. I'm just more or less curious, I guess similar to the previous caller, just like what's in store over like the next, I'm looking for something more short-term in terms of between now and the end of year, in terms of like my life, if there's anything that kind of stands out, whether career-wise or finance-wise or anything.
Okay. What's your name?
Lisa.
Okay. And Monica, do you want to start?
Sure, I'll do something really quick, and then I'll let you in there, Lady Betty. Jane, I've been taking up too much airtime. So the cards I'm seeing here, okay, are the letter card, the book card, and I've also got the stork here. And I think, again, this is a message, because I get the stork card a fair bit when somebody is starting something and writing, and I've got both the letter and the book and the stork. So if, I hate to sound like a cliche here, because everyone's got one of these in their back pocket, but geez, if you're going to start writing, do it now, because the timing is good.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So it could be about communications. It can be about what you do for a living. It could be you're very good at poetry, or you're very passionate about media. It's anything to do with writing and communications and giving birth to this new idea. So go ahead, don't hold back. And if you've just done something or just given birth to a book or some new communications position, congratulations. They're very positive cards for a new start in something that is written or correspondence.
Okay.
Perfect. Sounds great. Now, I pulled some cards, too. I pulled the Ace of Swords, the World, and the Ace of Pentacles. So, this year, it's all about breakthroughs. I always look at aces because it's like got the hand coming from the clouds. That means things are on the upward swing. There's going to be some travel. So intellectually, if your mind's going on all over the time, this is where you're going to focus. And you're going to be able to have a little bit more insight into people and situations. So you'll be able to very easily sort the wheat from the chaff, such as it is. And also with the Ace of Pentacles, that's unexpected money.
Okay. That
So
would be great.
I play a lot of. I'm going to tell you now, I pulled this card when I was doing a festival or a fair in Ottawa a couple of years ago, and I pulled this card for a guy, and I kind of said to him as on a lark, this would be a really good time for you to go and bet on the ponies, and he did. And the next morning I walked in, and everybody stopped and said, Beej, your customer, your client last night. And I went, yeah? The guy in the yellow shirt. And I was like, yeah? Look, he won $40,000. So I'm not going to guarantee $40,000 for you, but if you're going to take a risk, now's the time.
Sounds good. I'll take anything.
Absolutely. So you know what? You got to go out and get that ticket. But yeah, it's a good time. This is a good time to take
And
risks.
make sure you write that book.
Yes.
I will.
Maybe that's the
I will.
financial reward. Maybe that's that financial reward. Maybe there's a big contract there.
Okay.
So never say
Thank
never.
you.
You're welcome. Have fun.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
And I'll let you know the update.
Okay, please do.
I expect you to, and we want a dedication, of course.
Of course. Thank you. Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too. Okay, you too. Oh, that's amazing. We both picked great cards for her. Well, we do have another caller, and it's caller 601, and I think that's California. I can never remember. If you could let her through, please, Roz. Hello? 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 Do we have a caller?
Kind of quiet. I don't think so.
I know. Got dead air there, Roz. She's unmuted, so she's just, hello? I don't know. We don't, maybe she'll pop in, or maybe Roz can do her magic or something. I don't know. Okay, so we'll move on to caller number 402. 402.
Hi.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Hi, thanks for taking my call. I'm doing good. My name is Leilani, and I was just calling to see if anything exciting is going to happen between now and the end of the year, too, as well. I don't know, you guys are doing such a good job with that. I was like, well, maybe I can ask about that.
Define exciting. My idea
Well.
Well, exciting would be like, nice windfall or getting swept off my feet or somewhere in between. I don't know.
Okay. Monica?
Well, I wish I had those exact cards in my deck. I'm going to have to draw something that swept off my feet. Although I guess I could, the broom card would be that, wouldn't it? Well, what I have for you, it looks exciting to me. It looks like you're going to be traveling a little bit. And I see, again, I pulled the mountain card, but in this case, the way it's fallen, I don't see it as a barrier. I see it as a real nature kind of a retreat of going to the mountains, hanging out in nature. I see a beautiful garden in the garden card here. And I may not be excitement as far as getting out and, being swept off your feet. But I do see a lot of nice social things happening with the garden card, as well as you're going to change your mind about a certain career path or something that you're doing. So it's not going to be a real surprise, but you're going to consider doing something rather different and traveling a very different road. When I get the Crossroads card, it is very much about deciding that, I'm going to try a completely different path, or I'm going to take a break for a bit. So that is going to come to you, but you're choosing it, okay?
Okay. That's
okay.
awesome. Thanks, guys.
I pulled the Fool for you, so it's about taking some time and rediscovering and maybe taking a leap or some, belief, and there's an innocence about it. And then I pulled Justice, which is kind of interesting. Is there something maybe going on within legal issues or things like that? It is fairness. It is truth.
Yes.
It's okay. So it's going to, it's going to be a really fair decision, but it's going to come to an end all of a sudden like that. So you will get what you deserve, and so will everything else. It's about awareness and what have you. So you're going to be able to see the truth. But the legal is going to come in a twist. I also pulled the card Death, which does not mean what you think it means. It's all about endings and beginnings. So death is an ending, but I'm getting it in conjunction with that legal issue. So it's going to come to an end, and then things will be able to start for you. And it's going to be, if I pull another card, it's going to be, I pulled the Three of Cups. How great is that? It's a celebration. So it's going to head into better times for you.
That's
really interesting.
Really awesome and really and really strange at the same time because I was originally going to ask about a guy named Justin. I don't know how that worked out with the Justice card, but it's really funny.
It's very interesting that there is a celebration coming too. So you will. So actually, you got 3 majors, which is all about big changes. And so you ask for things to happen quickly. Yeah, they are. So absolutely.
Awesome. That's really cool. Thank you, guys.
Cool.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you so much. That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So, perfect. Thank you for calling in tonight. You've made it a lot of fun.
Well, thank you for having me. And much blessings, and I hope you guys get to see the meteor shower and stuff, because I was going to go out in nature and go and do that out in the middle of nowhere, so that kind of fell along the lines of being out there in the mountains. Yeah, I was going to go into these little foothills where you can really see the stars. So, hey, it was right on point. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful evening. Isn't it amazing how sometimes we're both sitting here and we're both pulling cards, and yet it's mirroring each other. So I think there's something to be said that when you see people go to different people at fairs and shows like that, we go to different people. They go to see different psychics and mediums and what have you. We all have a message. We may have different ways of giving it to you, but basically the message is the same. It just might be our delivery that doesn't quite resonate with you. So it's quite interesting. Yeah.
I found that interesting too, because I just pulled an extra card too when you were talking there, and I also had the side card after you said there was a quick ending, which is the same thing in this deck for a quick ending. So yes, you're absolutely correct. Very interesting.
Absolutely. So let's remind our callers once again, or our listeners, how they can get in touch with you if they'd like to book a reading or if they'd like to be involved with Witchfest North.
Oh, sure. Well, my email is pretty easy too. Again, if you just get the spelling of the name correct, my email address is monica.bodirsky, which is BODIRSKY @gmail.com. If you'd like to apply for Witchfest North here in Toronto between October 5th and October 31st, you can visit the website witchfestnorth.org. And you can also find me pretty easily on Facebook. I have a fan page, which is Monica Bodirsky Design, as well as Monica Bodirsky, my personal page. I'm on Instagram, and honestly, just do a quick Google. You'll find me somewhere.
Yes, I have seen that. I did do a quick Google yesterday, and my gosh, you are all over the local media here in Toronto, aren't you?
Well, you know how those things go. One person might chat to you, and then a couple people pique their curiosity, and they want to ask you a few questions too. Yeah, it's been very nice to speak to folks, and they've all been asking some really relevant and I think important questions that need to be asked. And one of those interviews was about the repeal of Section 365, which, if people aren't familiar with the Canadian Criminal Code, I'm going to assume they're not. It was a very archaic law saying that witchcraft was still illegal. So one of those interviews was just how I was reacting to that. So yeah, it's been really nice. It's been great.
Absolutely. And yeah, that's so funny, because about the same time that happened, I had there was a lot going on site with people who were being, I want to use the word defrauded. I don't know if that's the right word or not, but it just seemed like I got phone call after phone call after phone call from people asking me what I charged to remove a curse, and I was like, I don't do that. This is what I do. And people were paying tens of thousands of dollars to have curses removed, and I spent so much time on the phone with people saying, it's like that movie Gremlins. If you feed it after midnight, it grows more. And that's what you do by just giving it that belief. So first, you've got to stop believing it, and then you stop feeding it, and then it'll stop growing. And sometimes crappy things happen to really people.
Absolutely, and that was the whole thing with that law. I mean, the understanding of it was to keep people from being defrauded, but using the terminology of witchcraft, I think, was not the right way to go about that. Fraud is fraud, and that shouldn't happen, whether it's witch fraud or just, your average scammer on the street. So yeah.
Absolutely. And so you do readings as well.
Yeah.
From
I do.
space. Do you go to any of the local shops and do readings, or just in person?
I do them in person. I've done Skype readings. I've done phone readings. I even wrote Talk About Old School. Did a reading via a cursive handwritten letter and mailed it to somebody in BC. So I've done all forms of reading that way, but no, I've been far too busy with my artwork and organizing this upcoming festival to go to any particular locations to offer readings. So I do them out of my home, and I'm booked up quite far in advance. So if anybody would be interested, I would just suggest that you may be looking at a couple of months. So please let me know if you'd like to book well in advance.
Perfect. Well, I want to thank you for your time this evening. I know how busy you are, and I really appreciate it. In spite of all the technical difficulties we've had this evening, I think we've got most of them under control. I'm Betty Jane, and I want to thank all of our listeners for bearing with us this evening. I will be in Windsor, Ontario this weekend doing the Windsor Psychic Fair at the Cabato Club in beautiful Windsor, Ontario. And then next week, you've got me alone on air, and anybody else that wants to call in, I'm happy to answer your questions. And remember, you can get me at www.bettyjaneware.com or 416-894-2602. Thanks, everybody, and have an amazing weekend. And thank you once again, Monica, for joining us this evening.
And thank you, Lady Betty Jane, for having me on air. It's been wonderful speaking to you. And thank you for helping us and all of your support with Witchfest North.
Not a problem. Anytime. And we'll chat soon. I know we have a meeting set up next week, so perfect. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Good night.